community, this is Repertoire for white against Nimzo Indian defense, and this is Noah variation, knight c3 and queen c2. A lot of people play Nimzo Indian in the highest division, division number 1, table number 1. You meet a lot of not only grandmaster, they are world champion player, for example Ponomarev and Vishy Anand or someone else. They all have a big ELO, 2,700, 2,800, and it is very difficult to win against these people, very difficult. But you have to know. So why they win? Because they use this variation with the Stockfisch and they know how to play against Noah variation. They know. So you have to introduce this variation with Stockfisch number 14. Just only Stockfisch number 14 can help you. No other grandmaster or other people. And I want to help you with the Stockfisch number 14 to demonstrate this variation. Okay, so we move d4, knight f3, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, queen c2, Noah variation, and now the absolutely main line. Of course, castle for black, but d5 is absolutely, it's okay. And here you have to take it, okay, you know it, and he takes. But the next move, move number 6, you have to know from here, from this position, you have to know bishop on g5. The main line is h6, and after h6, of course, you move back on h4. So the next main line is c5. If you are black and you play Nimzo Indian, you have to know how to play against white, and you arrive a draw, of course. So with white, you can also play draw or win. Okay. So c5 and d takes, and from here the main move is g5. This is game number 1, and we are looking the best moves. Okay. So g5 is the best move. Of course, you move back, and now knight on e4. What to do? So the best move is e3. e3 is the best move. Queen a5, and now bishop on e5. Attack his rook. Black can castle, but f6 is also strong. And from this position, if you want arrive a draw, play your bishop on d4, or if you want to win, take the knight on b8, if you want to win. Okay, but if you want to play draw, d4, knight c6, knight f3, and knight takes d4. Okay, you take with the knight, and he takes your knight. Okay, so, and this is a draw game for you, because now you can give him check, and he have to go to move on f8. So check, and this is draw. Okay. So it was a game number 1 to play against grandmaster, a strong player, top 10 player in the world, a draw. Okay. So we are starting now game number 2. And this is Noah variation, d5, c takes, d takes, bishop g5, don't forget, move number 6, and h6, of course, h6. So bishop h4, and now c5, yes, c5, d takes, and from here we are in the first game was g5 in the first game, but in the second game he don't play g5, he play wrong move, d4. This is wrong move. Why wrong? Because we are castle long and pin his queen. Okay, so of course in this situation you have to know that d4 is wrong move. Okay, you have to know it. So castle long, and now bishop takes. He have to take, because if he don't take, we move our a3. So he takes, and we take it with the b pawn. It's the first time we take with b pawn, because we want to protect this pawn if queen move. Okay, and now what to do? We take the next, first the bishop, the knight with the bishop, destroy his king side, and now we can take this pawn. And look at this situation. We have two pawn. Okay, king is not 100% safe, but two pawn, it's okay. And you see the Stockfisch number 14, analyze is 1.9. So it means white is on winning position. So game number 3 with move number 4, d5. Remember it, d5 at move number 4. So takes, bishop g5, and now h6, back, c5, we take, and now what about move number 8 if black castle? Okay, so if he takes, it's okay, and we can develop our piece, and we are already okay, and we can also every time a long castle if he takes. But it is also possible to castle for black, and you see analyze is absolutely, or analyze is a draw, okay, for black, not winning and not losing position. So after castle, we are move e3 and bishop e6, knight f3, knight b on d7, and bishop d3, rook c8, and castle. It is over. It is finished. 12 move. It's okay. It is draw. You see, absolutely equal game. And you have to know that you move your knight on a knight can take c5, and your knight is on e2. And if you move on e4, we'll bring our queen on b3. 14 move. It is enough. It was game number 3. So, and now we are starting game number 4. And here he plays h6 back, and here he plays knight c6. It is possible. You see, equal game, 0.4. White is little bit better, but it is okay. He moved 3 pieces. Yeah, you see it, and he can castle. Absolutely a draw, but white is a little bit better. So after knight c6, we play e3, and if g5, bishop g3, h5, of course, and now we bring our bishop and pin his knight. So h4 and our bishop, castle, no problem. Bishop takes c5, c6, and b takes back, and now knight on e2. It was 13 game, absolutely equal. You see 0.2, and white a little bit better, but it is equal. So now you know how to play against a strong player if he plays after move number 6, c5. Now you know. So I'm searching for the next move. What about bishop takes c3 from here? We saw it. What about d4? Yes, long castle. But what about bishop takes c3? If bishop takes c3, we take it with the queen. And now d4, queen a3. Now h6, bishop h4. Now castle, no problem. Rook d1. Yes, rook d1. In the Nimzo Indian, you have to know that with white, you have no time to castle short. You have to know if you castle long, because he attacks you on queen side. So rook d1, knight c6, knight f3, knight takes, bishop on g4, and knight takes d4. And knight takes, so we don't lose pawn, because now we play queen on a4. So again, knight f3, bishop g4, it means he don't allows us to take this pawn, but we can take it. Yes, okay, we can take it, and if he takes, we bring our queen and we take our pawn back, and we have one pawn more. And it is, white is, I don't want to think on winning position, but white is better without king castle. Okay, so in the next, that was game number 5 or 6. So the next game, what about knight on a6? What about this? So you have a lot of people in the Nimzo Indian. Not all people play the same. Some people play something else. This is wrong move. You see, the analyze is 1.2. What to do in this position? A3, kick his bishop. He have to take our c5 pawn, because if he takes our knight, we have lovely b4. But now we can play e4, not b4, e4. Yes, it is possible. Of course, he can take it. He can, but rook d1, it is very, very strong. What to do? Queen on b6, it is possible. Queen on b6, yes. But this is over, because now we can play b4, and we have strong knight. We can castle, and this is good position for white. White is on winning position, if you see. Okay, so that's why a knight on a6 in move number 7, it is wrong. We are starting now the next variation on d5, move number 4, and he takes, and bishop. So what about the next variation? What if he takes, and we take back, d4, maybe don't d4, maybe he plays something else, but whatever he play, knight or maybe h6, we castle long. Don't forget it. In the Nimzo Indian short, it is no possible if you have a strong player. But only ELO 2000 can the first 12 move play perfect 100. After move number 13 or maybe 16, he play a little bit quiet, a little bit wrong. It is possible, but the first 12 move you have to play like Stockfisch, okay? So it is possible, but you have to know it. And now we are starting the next variation. What to do about if he castle, okay? Castle. And this is castle. It's okay. It is also the main line. You see 0.1. It is main line. So what to do? If castle, don't forget it. You have time. He don't attack us, just only a bishop, and we have time. If castle, don't forget it. And if you have time, so play knight f3. Why knight f3? White knight f3 controls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even back 6 square. And it is very important to play knight first and no pawn. That's why we have to play knight f3 if we have time. And now we have time, okay? So now d5, and here, after castle d5, don't take with the c pawn. The first we want to kick his bishop. This is another picture you see. If you want to win against 2700, you have to play like Stockfisch number 14. You have to, because he use this Stockfisch at home about more years, 15 years, and you have no chance. If you want to have chance, you have to play like Stockfisch. So a3, he takes, and why we play our queen on c2? Because we want to take all the pawn, all his pieces with the queen, not with b. That's why we play queen on c2. So we have to take it with the queen, and now the best move is b6, the best move. But he can also play h6, he can play knight e4, and he can play d takes, okay? These four. The first, we are looking, what about b6? Game number 8, b6. So b6, we have to play our bishop on lovely g5. We told it, okay? If d takes, he have to take it, and we take with the queen. And if bishop, queen on a4. h6, no problem, h4. c5, no problem, take. Every time take c or d, it is better before he attacks you. b takes, and now rook d1. Yes, it is very important, rook d1. What to do for him? Queen on b6, yes, and remember it, we played our bishop on g5, so we want to take his knight, and now it is time. We have to take it, he takes back, and now we play a3. He have to take our bishop, we take it with king, and he have to play knight on c6, yes. But what about queen takes our pawn? He have one pawn more. Yes, it is possible. But here we play, Stockfisch number 11 says g3, but Stockfisch number 14 says h4. And you see at the analyze 0.5, it means white is better. White have one pawn down, but white is better. You see why? Because we want to attack his king. We get our pawn back, and we want to attack his king. And white is better. You have to know this move. This is move number 17, okay? So, Game number 9. D5, A3. Remember it. If he castle on move number 4, if we want to kick his bishop, so bishop have to take. We take this with queen. You know it. So we saw what about B6. I check it. So, okay, here I told to you he have to play with the knight. Yes. What about if he play with the knight? Yes. If you play with the knight, we bring our rook on B1, and it is okay. It is equal game. You see 0.1. It is equal, and our king is safe. So, the game number 10. What about if he don't play b6, if he plays also the main line h6, okay? What about it? Now you can't play with the bishop on g5, you see it, you can't play. And remember it, if you can't, don't bring your bishop on f4 or something here. It is wrong. Bishop have to play g5 every time. So, but if this is blocked, no problem. G4, this is the best move. You see in the analyze 0.0. G4, we want to attack his knight. Knight on e4, of course he can ignore, but the next move is g5. So e4, but no problem. Queen is under attack, and here you have to bring queen on d3. You have to bring it because we want attack his king and break our rook, and now we want attack his king. Okay, so d3, c5, d takes, knight c6. Knight c6, it is best move. Okay, and now we play b4. Stop his knight jumping on our queen side, and it is finished. You are already okay, it is equal. You play against Stockfisch, against 3,400, and maybe you play against Carlson. Okay, so you have to know the first 15-16 move. But what about if he takes with the knight? Yes, what about if he takes with the knight? It is stop, because now we play our queen on c2 and then b4, and he can't attack us. Okay, so now we are move on game number 11. Remember, castle, move number 4. So knight f3, we have time. d5, a3, kick. He have to take, we take. And now we saw about b6 and h6, and now we are looking for d takes c4. After d takes c4, do not move this crazy move e4. Do not this. Okay, you have to take with the queen. You play queen on c2 because you want to take all the pieces. Okay, and now he have to play something. Okay, if he plays best move b6, you know what to do. Okay, you know here and here and here. Okay, but what if he plays not b6? What if bishop d7? And it is a wrong move, a little bit wrong. You see, 80% you will win one pawn. And here bishop lovely g5. So what to do for him? The best move is bishop c6. This is best move. Okay, but our knight is lovely on e5. It is finished. You can castle long, you can also play e3, and Lucas see it, we take, and if he takes, and we win pawn. He cannot move his knight, maybe only here, but no problem. We have a lot of time. We can b4 play to stop him, and we can also play e3. It is finished. It was wrong move if he plays bishop on d7. So, and now we are starting game number 12. And maybe I forgot something. Yes, I forgot. It is game number 12. Okay. And here we take with the queen and bishop d7. Yes, bishop g5. And here we saw what about bishop on c6. We play our knight. But what about aggressively move c5? Okay, what about c5? If c5, queen takes. Remember it, this queen is here to take all the piece on the c line. So knight a6, it is okay. Queen d6, and now rook c8, no problem. We take his knight, and he have to take with a pawn. And here e3, rook attack our queen, no problem. Check, and now we bring our bishop. The next move is queen on a5 with the check, and then to bring him on h5. Why? Because if you play with your queen on h4, you have attacked this 2 pawn and you are in winning position. And if he brings, no problem, we play our king on e2. We need this pawn, we need this rook, and it is winning position for white, you see, 3.0. If he plays knight on, if he plays aggressively c5, and the next game we are looking for knight c6. Okay, so knight c6 in the move number 9, after castle on move number 4. Okay, castle, no problem, we have time, and now we kick, he takes, we takes, and here we saw about d takes, and we take with the queen and bishop, and now our bishop g5, and here he bring his knight on c6. You see white is better, maybe a little bit on winning position. Yeah, e3, knight a5, queen c2. You have to see this. This is your picture, and you have to know it because you won't win. So, and this is winning position, you see it. The next move is b4 and bishop d3. And this knight is pinned. Okay? So, we are starting now on game number 13. What about knight e4? This is the last variation with a knight on e4. Okay, no problem, knight e4. Queen c2, and he have two choices. The best move is develop his knight on d7, developing. And here we will play g3. You see, another picture, another game, another move, another piece, and here we will play g3. He have three choices. The best move is b6, and now we take his pawn, and he takes back, and you see this rook is alone and we want to attack him and attack his pawn. But here the computer analyze is show us it is equal game. Yes, of course we can take this pawn, it is equal, but you have to play it. So what about if he don't play b6, if he plays c5? It is possible. D takes, knight takes, and now b4. And here we stop his attack with c4 on c5, and now we can play our bishop and castle, and now we can to begin to open our strategy. And the opening, it was successful 100%. Okay, so what about knight on b6? So how it works? Knight b6, after g3, knight e4, so after g3, and he plays knight b6, and here we play b3, because if he takes, we take it back, and we want to stop his knight. And already here bishop g2 and short castle, it is possible, and it's okay, it's finished. So game number, I don't know, 14, we play, what about after castle? Knight f3, we have time, d5, a3, kick, takes, and here knight e4, we want to know what about here, queen c2, of course, and here c5, it is possible, but this is the same. We take, if c5, we take, and if he takes with the knight, we bring it on b4, and the same, you see it. So it means we have no variation. We are here on move number 7, and we know what about b6, we know what about h6, we know what about knight e4, and we know what about if he takes. And this is, we know about c5. Yes, we know, because we take. And lovely bishop, and then we bring our rook on d1. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And now you know how to play against Nimzo Indian in the Noah variation. Noah is the best variation. Don't change it. Yes, you can play. But if you ask me, I am not d4 player. And I am not d4 and c4. I'm not. I don't like this opening. Because after d4, your opponent can play d6, and if you play c4 and he can play e5, and you have a lot of problem because you have no strategy and you don't know what to play. Okay, and that's why I am not d4 player. But if you are only d4 player and you can only play d4 and c4, remember it. He can play against you. Nimzo Indian, and now you know how to play against him 15-16 move, and after then you have to search to look for your luck. Yes, but this is the first step to know how to play opening 100%. Okay, it was. Thank you very much, and hope you see you. Bye.